final edition of Rupert Murdoch's News of the World went to press yesterday, but the phone hacking scandal that brought down the British tabloid isn't going away. The Daily Mirror reported that News of the World tried to bribe a New York City police officer to get private phone records of 9/11 victims. So the News Corp hacking scandal now extends to the royals, top politicians, war casualties, victims of terrorism, victims of murder, and family members of them all. The developments threaten Murdoch's takeover of Big Sky, British Sky Broadcasting, and hurt his bottom line. Joining me tonight is Rupert Greenwald, president of Brave New Foundation and director of the landmark documentary Outfoxed: Rupert Murdoch's War on Journalism. Robert, good to have you with us tonight. Did you know I'm sorry I'm laughing, but I mean, you can't outdo this one, can you? You don't have a documentary that can outdo this one, do you?
No, this is greater than any storyline we could come up with or any fiction story.
I mean, do you think it runs deep in this country as well?
Well, I think it's systemic in the way Murdoch runs his operation. And what we must remember is it's all about power. And in the pursuit of power, which they then use on politicians, which they then use to improve their bottom line, they literally, Ed, will do anything, which why I think it's important that there be an investigation crew, and Media Matters and others are calling for an investigation. And I think it's important we support that. And wouldn't it be the ultimate irony, Ed, if they were brought down for wiretapping 9/11 victims after Fox has abused 9/11 so horribly in their pursuit of a political agenda? And of course, they were so upset because a mosque was going to be built just blocks from the tragedy of 9/11. I find it amazing. Yes. Could this bring Murdoch down? Well, we don't know. I mean, this has gone so beyond where anybody thought it would be, and it's growing. It's growing abroad. It's growing here, and we will see more and more evidence as people turn, because the more people internally talk about Fox News, the more they realize that their necks are on the line, that they're not going to be defended legally, and hopefully, Ed, more of them will come to their senses morally. What a horrible thing to work for a newspaper, to call yourself a journalist, and to engage in this wiretapping.
Well, you know what I find interesting, Mr. Greenwald, is that journalists call themselves journalists who work for Mr. Murdoch. Don't you think that they'd be coming out in droves right now saying, I'm going to protect my integrity and my profession. I have had nothing to do with any of these kind of tactics. I mean, I think the silence is deafening. What do you think?
Well, I think it's really tragic. And when we did Outfoxed, which now seems like 1,000 years ago, Ed, we were contacted by journalists and writers and producers working at Fox News who felt it important to talk to us, but they did it in disguise because they were afraid for their jobs. But what we're seeing, not just at Fox, but unfortunately all over the country, is really this question of how much are you willing to sacrifice in the pursuit of the bottom line? And what about you do to profit your company? And what about the Justice Department? What do you think is going to happen there? And do you think Congress is going to be looking into this? Well, we sure hope so. As I said, Newshounds and Crew and Media Matters are all asking for an investigation. Free Press has pointed out this is what happens when you have media consolidation. And I think we've all forgotten for a moment, Ed, how much extraordinary power one man has over all of our lives. Pretty amazing. Robert Greenwald, great to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much.